Hey everybody, I've got an awesome garden update for you. We actually just got a crazy downpour as I was filming it. Surprise rain out of nowhere. We've needed this for so long. So I'm going to take you through some updates, and literally partway through the rain just like surprises me out of nowhere and I just got drenched. It is such a blessing. Thank the heavens. What a lovely 4th of July gift. We will take it. I'm going to take you on a big old tour. It might take a while. There's a lot to cover, lots of garden beds. So enjoy. So here is the vegetable garden where we've got our tomatoes and peppers, cucumbers, squash. This row is all cherries here. And everybody is just looking great. Getting really tall. This year I decided to put in sunflowers and cosmos along the fence. They're growing nicely. We've got some of these morning glories coming back, Grandma's morning glories. They'll just seed themselves. As usual, we've got gopher pressure, whatever. Wow, and these sunflowers are just looking fantastic. We love growing bell peppers. They are looking terrific. We've even got some starting to come in here. In this row, we've got big boys. They're like those real standard, lovely tomatoes. They're also an indeterminate plant, so that means they're just gonna keep growing up. They won't stop growing, so we just keep positioning the vines up in the cage here as best we can so they can keep climbing. These ones got to be over 8 feet tall last year. It was wild and very, very fun. Yeah, I don't have smell-o-vision on this video, but my God, do they smell good. Oh, if you just rub those stems, they are divine. Over here, we've got our celebrities. We did not grow these last year. These are also a standard largish tomato, really uniform. And they get to be about 4-ish feet tall, so they will do a nice job of staying neatly within the cages. Got cucumbers. They are vining out, just starting to vine out. And for the first time here at Moosongland Farm, we are doing patty pan squash. So these eat a lot like a zucchini, but they have this delightful, flat, round, kind of like a spaceship shape. And they are just so delicious. We continue to have drought conditions. We're hoping to get some rain today. We've only had one decent rain this season, like literally since April. We had a soaking rain about 2 weeks ago, if memory serves, on the weekend. So that did a lot to jumpstart these plants. But we have to continue watering literally every other day. So I'm going to go ahead and get this watered. This is part of the barn garden. So we've got our awesome giraffe Millman and his friends here. This garden is not doing great. It is my least well doing garden. And that's because I got to figure out the irrigation situation. Not able to get water to it consistently. And that's a real problem when we don't have any substantial rain at all. So you can see these containers here. They're just parched. Those plants look like crap. I did give them a drink a day ago, so at least they've had some moisture. I'm concerned about my dahlias here in the ground, which I invested in. They look pretty good considering, but it's not sustainable. So I'm going to figure out if I can use the sprinkler system. There's a head over here, and try to figure out how to turn it so it can water this area. I figure, we've got the system. I should try to make it work for us as best we can. And I know I'm too lazy to bring the watering can out here all the time. The hose also does not conveniently run here easily. So got to figure out a solve. We have a flagpole garden that we love. It needs to be weeded, but it's looking really quite lovely. And some of this stuff might look like weeds, but it's actually not. So this ring here and this ring, those are all actual flowers. Those are cosmos, orange cosmos that are going to get about 6 feet tall in the center, which will look really neat this late August, fall as they grow. I also sprinkled in blue salvia seeds in a ring, and they're starting to come up in different spots. Pretty hard to see them, but they are coming up. And that is a perennial investment. So for the first time, I'm starting to invest in perennials in this garden. The rest are all annuals. But my idea is to have blue salvia in here. I think it's such a pretty, pretty plant. And then if I want to continue with the red, white, and blue theme for the flag, I'll have my blue, which is super fun. Well, the rest of the barn garden is coming along. Grandma and Grandpa's garden here, where we rescued their plants when they went to heaven, is looking wonderful here. So all of these red bee balm have completely reseeded and expanded. And I've always thought this very view would be fantastic. These phlox, Grandma and Grandpa's phlox, have gotten huge. I mean, they're at least 3 feet, if not, gosh, maybe even a little bit taller. Getting close to 4 feet here. They are looking terrific. A little yellow, but considering how harsh the weather's been, how hot and arid, I think they look pretty darn good. This is getting to be an annual thing where Grandma's morning glories explode. Look at this. I mean, they're just prolific. And I had this iron planter here with the geraniums, which I think is so fun. And they just absolutely took it over. They climbed the whole thing. They're climbing around the little moose. And I was weeding this out because the plume of morning glories went all the way to the edge here. I weeded them back. You can see there are tons of little babies here. Look at that. Isn't that wild? They're just everywhere. So, I mean, I'm getting really familiar. I know what they look like. I will definitely be weeding them out. But I left the bigger ones because I just thought that looks really cool. It'll be neat when they start blooming purple, like a purple blue. Let's head out to the pasture garden. This is one of my favorite stages because everything's getting really big and beautiful. Holy cow. Every day we come out here, it's kind of like you take it in, you're like, whoa, look at, because the plants change every day. And then if we look down here at the ground, aren't those basils beautiful? Got dill, looking great. And calendula are finally coming up and looking grand. And I'm seeing some over here in the corner little section. I gave up on the calendula. I think some are actually coming up now late. And I replanted marigolds, giant marigolds in here. So that'll be interesting to watch if it's a mix of them that actually come up These ornamental sunflowers are looking good. They're starting to pop up. So far I have one nasturtium. Just one. Thanks for showing up, buddy. This is our flower row. So we've got more sunflowers, cosmos, the giant zinnias are coming up, except, isn't this interesting? In these 3 rows of zinnias, I'm seeing a dead zone. I noticed that the ground was loose, like something was tunneling underneath. So I might do a late replant of those seeds if I feel ambitious. These sunflowers are getting big. Somebody is really enjoying eating them. Somebody who can get up a foot off the ground. I do not know who that would be. Maybe a rabbit. Hard to see prints here. Sunflowers must be absolutely delicious. Hey, someone's eating on that one too. That's okay. They seem pretty resilient, so I'm not worried. I'm getting more consistent emergence back here now. Not a ton, but some. I'll take it. Wow, it's getting dark out. I mean, I think we might actually get some rain here, which would be a blessing. The glass gem corn is looking really good. The sweet corn is looking wonderful. So excited for our first crop of these. And just wow, the pumpkins. You can see the little babies that we replanted are coming up just fine. Our fairy tales, those are those gorgeous leaves with the variegated. And then more of the standard ones here in the middle. Just looking beautiful. Got more cosmos planted on the back fence here. Of course there's going to be weeds. I just don't care. But when they do bloom and they'll get tall, they're going to come all the way up this fence, and then there'll be a cloud of orange blooms. That's the vision. Very excited for that later on. The sugar snap peas have been an interesting drama this year. We always thought they'd be a low maintenance crop because they did great last year. And this set here that we planted first is doing good. We're harvesting them, they're delicious, wonderful. But the second set isn't doing anything, and we've replanted it a couple times. My theory is that they are just more of a cold weather crop, and you want to get the seeds in the ground when it's cooler out, and it's been so damn hot and arid. And even though we've been watering them, I think they don't want to germinate and emerge in this heat. And oh my gosh, I cannot believe it's raining. I'm gonna have to run to the house. This is wonderful. What great news. What a great surprise. Yay. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this rain just kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't even get the sprinkler turned off yet. Still going. This is wonderful. And the barn garden is so parched is getting a good drink. Woohoo! I mean, I was just out filming this video in the garden, and cute man, my husband, was just grabbing the tractor to go out and brush cut, and then all of a sudden it just downpoured. So we both run into the barn here. What an awesome blessing.